You know, there's an old saying that where other nations like to drink a lot, we like to eat a lot.
This is a film about trying to lose weight, coming from a cultural background that revolves around food. Seriously, for thousands of years the Jewish people thought the sun was a sponge cake. I've struggled with weight my whole life. It's something that my grandmother never fails to remind me about.
But you could lose a little bit.
So I decided to take up my grandmother's advice and I joined Slimming World. This is me weighing in, and it's not the face of someone who's lost weight, I can assure you. Sure, I was sceptical about joining Slimming World the first time. For one thing, I didn't want to be part of a club that would have me as a member. In spite of that, I joined the men-only group in Edgware. But before I go into the reason the men-only group attracted me, it's important to provide an understanding of just how fattening traditional Jewish food can be. This is Golders Green High Street, the epicentre for Jewish life in northwest London and home to my grandparents. There is no shortage of traditional Jewish food as the street is lined with restaurants, but don't expect to see any health food shops as this is a paradox in the Jewish world. When we're not busy eating, we are normally on our way to get food, and this poses a challenge to anybody trying to lose a couple of pounds. For those of you lucky enough not to be Jewish, when I take you into my grandmother's kitchen, then you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say portions and when I say fattening food. We are in my grandmother's kitchen where she is preparing a Latke and Run. This is a traditional Jewish dessert made from pasta. Have you had breakfast?
It's lunchtime for me.
Really? Oh,
we have it very early.
Yeah, I can see. Is that the margarine?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that enough?
I think so.
The margarine is enough, or it needs the oil as well?
I think it needs it.
You think it needs it?
I think so. I mean, everybody makes it different.
What's that margarine for?
Oh, I need it. I need it I need it for that.
What's
dinner
that?
Tonight.
What is it?
Lokshen.
More Lokshen? But it's not a Lokshen kiggle?
No.
What is it then?
I make it with cheese. We do it with cheese. Fun?
Sugar or salt?
Salt, yes. No sugar.
Is that
So, finished.
It's finished?
Yeah.
How long does it cook for?
Half an hour. I don't know. I've never known that.
Now that the Latke and Run is finished, there is just time to have a cup of tea before I leave.
Are you ready for the tea?
Yes, I'm ready. What's the matter with you?
Are you ready for the tea?
I think you better come every day.
Are you waiting for a yes or no?
Yes.
Is it because he's being nice?
Oh, I don't know when you last made me a cup of tea, what year? And cut me bread off. You better come every day.
Don't bother to get up.
Something funny.
You should have filmed that.
Yeah, something strange.
Would have made a comedy out of it.
Michael Drucker is the Slimming World consultant who has been helping me to lose weight. He has a cardboard cutout of himself at 28 stone. Now 14 stone lighter, he uses the cutout to inspire other members. He speaks openly about how intimidating it was to be the only man in a group of 32 women, and why he decided to start the men-only session in addition to the mixed groups he also leads.
Because I felt that group was the most important place for members to get all the advice and support they needed. And although I've had around about a third of my members male, they weren't staying for group. So they weren't getting the service that they needed. And those that were staying for group were often actually quite quiet. So I thought of starting a men-only group. However, when I joined my group, there was 32 women and me. They'd never seen a man before. They thought I was a stripper and they wanted my money back. Have you heard that before? Oh, I see. Okay, I do. That's a joke I do.
Okay.
They threw very large underwear at me. No.
How did it feel, though, to be the only man in a group of 32 women?
I didn't stay for group. I walked in, I got weighed, and I went out. I just didn't stay. So, and I had no idea that my existence was even noted within that group.
Joseph Moses recently joined Slimming World and was instantly put off attending mixed groups until he discovered the men-only sessions set up by Michael Drucker. Is there anything that appeals to you more going to a men's-only group?
Well, yeah, so I went to one of the mixed sessions and wanted to run out pretty quickly. Not because of, I mean, they're just very annoying, to be honest. Like, everyone's clapping each other. Like, you've got one guy that's lost a bit of weight, like, trying to show off to, like, all these middle-aged women anyway, and it's just all quite cringe. So I found the mixed session not something that I was particularly wanting to go back to. So I tried out the men's session, and that was a lot more fun. There was a lot more guys being guys, to be honest. No clapping, which was a big thing for me.
It's very different in that the clapping, we've been through clapping, we've been through like this. Okay, in Golders Green they clap as if it's a Sunday afternoon watching cricket and someone's hit a nice four. He lost 6.5 pounds. They wouldn't dare say it. That is superb. That really is superb. So it's much more laid back, or we sort of joke about doing it. That's probably a male thing. That actually we are impressed by other people's weight losses, but we're sort of joking about the fact that we're clapping or something. But that may disappear over time.
What made you join Slimming World originally?
Being voluntarily, I call it voluntarily disabled. I don't mean to denigrate anyone who's disabled, but the things that I couldn't do that I knew deep down I could change. So for example, not being able to bend down to pick something up. So the absolute fear, I mean it was a fear of walking down the street with something in my hand. If I dropped it, I could not pick it up without humiliating myself. The inability to keep myself clean, I couldn't wash myself. It was impossible, plus also whether sweaty or anything else, it was horrid. There were those things that were horrid. Not being able to get clothes were frightening. The mixture of all those things, of walking down to the chuppah holding something in my hand, and so the way I walked, just seeing myself as others saw me, and not wanting to be the centre of attention, where if any of the wedding photographs, all the attention would be on me and not on the bride and groom. Every night I laid in bed thinking, I need to cut this fat out. I wouldn't have physically done it, but what other alternative did I have? So coming to Slimming World and being told that I could choose, and I can carry on loving food and eating food, it was never really a problem.
I'm not going to lie, it's been a bad week actually. You know, the problem of being Jewish is that everything revolves around food instead of, you know, alcohol. If there's a celebration, it's not let's go and get a drink, it's let's go get something to eat. So, you know, it was a friend's birthday, and so we obviously had to go out to Kai Feng, the Chinese kosher buffet in Hendon, where I ate my body weight in lamb ribs and delicious toffee crusted apple and banana. But, you know, and I'm probably going to see the results on the scales shoot up, probably 15, 13 for all I know. So, you know, so we'll see. I'll hopefully have a better week next week. I'm going to try and focus a bit more on fruit and vegetables. Helping me to realise my goal of losing weight, Joseph Moses has invited me to lunch on his first day of eating healthily. Do you think it's harder to be Jewish and stay healthy and slim?
Yeah, I think so. You've got a lot of Jewish festivals, and even if you don't keep to them, most people keep to the food part to them, which is just eating a lot of food. It's kind of like having a Christmas meal every Friday and then all of the extra festivals. So food's quite a cultural centre for most Jews. It's what they base their evenings around, pretty much, where they're going to eat, what they're going to eat.
Since you've started trying to eat healthily, what are some of the things you really miss?
I'll be totally honest, today is my first day, so I haven't really missed anything. I've been toying with the idea of slimming well for the best part of a month, but what with exams and wanting to enjoy myself, I didn't really start. I can tell you what I'm sure I will miss. I'm sure I will miss sensations, crisps, eating curries out. So that's why for lunch I'm making Indian food at home as opposed to ordering it, because you can make Indian food actually very healthy, but in a restaurant it just isn't. So I made a mixed vegetable curry with spinach, gives it a little bit more flavour, a lot of kick to it, and something called suki bhaji, which is, but with a difference, it's got sweet potato as well. It's just basically fried up potato using lemon juice and that fry-light stuff with some mustard seeds and different spices. It was pretty good to have on the side. I mean, it's, I think, basically sin-free on this Fat Club diet, and it's all quite good, really. I'm quite happy. A very filling lunch. It's the same as that, but without all of the oil.
I wish I could be quite as enthusiastic about healthy eating, but for my part I am trying to improve my diet. Right, well, I've just come in from Morrison's. I bought salad for lunch, something I would just categorically never have done, 5-6 weeks ago. I mean, sure, I would have bought it, but I'd have bought it with like macaroni and cheese, or, I'd like balance out the goodness so that I couldn't have too much goodness at once. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Lettuce, very, very slimming. I'll be the first one to admit that I probably need to work on my attitude towards lettuce, but in all honesty, the men-only group I attend under the supportive leadership of Michael Drucker has really helped me to change the way I look at what I eat, and I've even lost 11 pounds since I started just weeks ago. But slimming world aside, maybe I should just follow my grandfather's advice.
The trouble with the Jewish women, they cook. And when the men eat and they had enough, and they leave some, they say, "Oh, it's a pity. It's a pity to leave it. It's a pity to throw it away. Can't you finish it?" And lately I say, "No."